everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and this video is about incorporating chicken wire into my mixed media art and some of the things that I'm facing, some of the things I like and don't like. I'll go ahead and turn you around and you can see what I'm working on. So you can see where I did all the French knots here to fill in the space, but if you back away, it kind of looks cool. It just gives it like this little texture feeling. And now what I've done is I've cut a piece of chicken wire, and I am tacking it down in places so that I get it to stretch across here, and then I can start manipulating it here. So you can see it's kind of poofing out. It's not exactly the shape I want, so I'm going to play around with that a little bit more. But yeah, it's coming along. This is the section, and as you can see, I've manipulated it a little bit more. I'm not sure what I think. I kind of like it. I'm going to move on to the other piece. I've got the chicken wire on the back. I'm going to go ahead and attach it, and I'll show you what I'm going to do after I've attached the whole thing. So what I'm doing is I am tacking this down, and at first I was just doing it with some white thread on the back so that it was invisible. But as I was doing that, I was thinking, like sewing thread, I was thinking that it really lends itself to adding some more of these different colors. So I'm actually going to do that and see what happens. And once this is all done, I'm going to cut away the white so you don't see that. But the other thought I had was to take another piece of fusible and just fuse the whole thing on the inside of it, which I may still do. I don't know. Actually, maybe I'll try that first and then tack it down. I don't know. I was going to say, and then tack it down with this stitching that I was thinking I would do in different places. I'll have to think about this. All right, I had some of this silken pearl that I did the seed stitch with. So I think I'm going to try and do just a little bit here. See how that works. I'm working away here, doing this little seed stitch, and I'm kind of feeling with my fingers the back to try to adhere as much of this wire as I can. So you can see on the back how it's getting tacked down. I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to do a little in here to just blend it all in, make it look like it's all of a piece. All right, so I'm working away here, tacking this down. I'm kind of doing it sometimes invisibly, sometimes I'm just using up thread that I've got sitting on a needle. This I'm doing invisibly. And a couple things. I know I'm tacking this down way more than I need to, I'm sure. But what I want to say is that I'm not loving working with chicken wire. I don't like the coarseness of it. I don't particularly enjoy having to tack it down, even though I don't need to tack it as much as I am. But I'm thinking there's got to be some other substrate that I can use to manipulate the shape and get it to fold or bend in different ways without using wire. But still, yeah, I mean, I was going to say still be able to stitch through. I don't actually need to stitch through. I just need it to stick. I need it to, someone had said there's like some kind of cloth that people use for costumes or something but I don't know. So if you are watching this and you know of something that you've used and you like it, tell me. I want to be able to mold this. I want to be able to change the shape of it. But I'd like to I'd like to use some kind of material that's not chicken wire. I'm just not loving the hardness of it. I'm not loving that I don't feel like I'm able to shape it exactly the way I want. It feels, you kind of shape it as much as you can, but it's not, I don't know. I don't feel I have as much control over it as I'd like. So those are some of my thoughts here, but you can see that it's coming along and it's not showing the tacking of it down. I've used a whole a whole lot of different ways of adhering this. I've gone in with the same colors and had it show on the other side. So like if I'm doing a seed stitch, I'll take that same thread and then do a seed stitch that shows while tacking it down. I've attached with French knots. I've done all kinds of different ways, and now I'm just doing it invisibly. But none of the ways that I'm adhering this have been particular. It's all pretty tedious. Now, maybe that's just part of the deal, maybe that's, it just is. It's going to be tedious, whatever I use. But I'm wondering if there's some kind of, I keep thinking paper mache, or is there some kind of cloth that I can put glue on and wet and apply to the back, and I don't know how you'd shape it though. Like, that's the thing, is the shaping of it. How do is there something that I can use that gives me more control over the shape that I want, but still gives me this kind of organic feel to it? That's really what I'm wanting to figure out. Okay, I'll keep going with this. Okay, so there it is. I had this idea that I was going to float this on a piece of burlap. This is an old piece of, it's an old, actually, sack that I got in Paris. and I've turned it to the back so you're not seeing the print. But I've got some other burlap, and I'm going to, I think, use that. But the idea would be to cut the burlap so it's just a little bit larger than the shape itself, let the edges fray, and then tack this on. I think you can see that this is kind of twisting up. It's very much three-dimensional. This is the using the chicken wire behind, and as you can see, there's the chicken wire. So that I've tacked down all over the place. So that's kind of the idea. I'm happy with it. I'm going to be even happier when I've figured out if I'm going to float this on the burlap once I can find it. I don't know where it is. But once I find the burlap and then cut it and then fray the edges, I'm going to have a better idea of what I think of that, if I think that's going to work. Otherwise, I may just take this and put it on a frame and just tack it down onto a wooden frame. But yeah, it's definitely doing what I wanted. I was sort of feeling despair that it wasn't, but it's pretty good. As an ending for this video, I'm going to dovetail to the last video I did, where I talked about how, as women, we are not taught how to be of service to ourselves. I bring this up again because it has been so incredibly important in my art practice. Until I was able to really, really understand that I was putting everyone else before me, I really couldn't completely give all of myself to my art, my complete and total focus. There was always a feeling of I should be doing something else. So, a couple of questions. What colors do you love? What kind of art do you love? What resonates for you? Sometimes asking the question, why? Why does that resonate? What sorts of shapes are you attracted to? Not what you think you should like, not what you've been told you should like. What do you like? What do you respond to? Are you more drawn to organic shapes? Are you drawn more to linear shapes? These are the questions that when you start, someone wrote me and said, how do I start? And I thought about that a lot. And one of the things that I've really seen about starting is that we have to know what we love, what we're interested in, what we're attracted to. In order for me to start creating something, I have to have a pretty good idea of who am I? What are my values? What do I care about? What's important to me? And the answer to those questions is going to inform my art. I'm 64 years old. Maybe I've got 25 years left. That would be awesome. Maybe I've got 30. But let's say 30. For the next 30 years, if I've got that many, my goal is to continue to nurture and develop a strong relationship with myself. And in order to do that, just like with any relationship, I need to know what it is that I love, what I don't love, and why. And really, really sit with those answers. I'm sending all of you love and encouraging you to go forward and create and express yourself through your creations. There will always be a unique expression if you're remaining true to yourself. Thanks so much for watching.